Hi. So I wanted to give you 5 guidelines for writing a good meal plan. And this is super helpful, like meal planning for all of my weight loss clients. Those that have achieved the greatest success, what do they have in common? They all follow a plan. They're all women that plan at least 24 hours in advance, and then they're women that have learned how to follow their plan. So I wanted to give you the guideline as to the 5 top kind of guidelines that I have found works when I set out a meal plan. So the first one is giving yourself the rule that there are no rules. There is no right way or wrong way to do it. You get to decide. This is your plan. This isn't some beach models or celebrities' plan. This is your plan. So you get to decide what it is. The caveat to that, though, is that 24 hours in advance. So I'm planning ahead of what I'm having to eat tomorrow for breakfast, for lunch, for dinner, and whatever snacks that I plan. Okay, so that is a guideline. The second one is decide ahead of time that you can do a meal plan. You can do it and you can have fun doing it. It doesn't have to be onerous and hard, right? Just even start exploring things that you already planned for. If you're a working mom, you plan for your kids getting up and going to school so that you can get out the door to work. You plan ahead for all of the activities. You're a woman that plans ahead. So you absolutely can use it in regards to food. And remember, and hear me when I say this, it is one of the number one key factors for my women inside a Joy Club that are losing weight successfully, are women that follow their plan. Number 3 is use this tool to set yourself up for success, not kick yourself when you're down. I often will go at the end of the week, I'll say, okay, so how many days did I successfully meal plan? And sometimes, right, like following it through, it might be a 5 out of 7. And so then I look at that number and go, okay, what am I making that number mean? Am I kicking myself for the 2 days I didn't do it? Or I'm actually giving myself a high five that, oh my gosh, I just did this for 5 days in a row. And now I get curious to go, I wonder how I could actually continue to do it for the other 2 days. So make sure, again, step number 3 is using it to set yourself up for success. And if you know that just 1 day at a time, then do it 1 day at a time. Set yourself up for success. You know your patterns best. And number 4 is making small changes. Meet yourself where you're at. If you currently are a woman that stops at Starbucks every day on your way into work, to all of a sudden decide that I'm just not going to do that anymore, it's not going to be part of my plan, your body and brain is going to absolutely revolt to that. And it's going to feel restricted and it's going to just completely not want to do it. So what if you, out of the 5 days that you drive into work, you still go to Starbucks, but what if you decide ahead of time that instead of the banana bread that I get on every day, that I'm going to get myself banana bread 3 days this week? And you plan ahead of what days that's going to be. And you start to make incremental changes rather than that all or nothing. And then number 5 is sustainable. Setting yourself up that, again, it is a pattern that you can continue to improve on, rather than starting and sitting going, okay, I've got to sit and do 7 days in a row, and oh my goodness, I don't know what this is going to look like, and I'm not going to do it at all. Asking yourself, what is sustainable for right now? And what is some patterns and habits that I can implement today? And then decide. Because watch, when I walk through this with the Women in Joy Club, so many of them, when they first start, it's like, oh, it's too much, I don't know, and I don't want to think ahead. Did you know that we have over 40 minutes a day of focused food thoughts? That is a whack of time that our brain is thinking about food. And over a year, that actually calculates to 240 hours that our brain is thinking about food. So think of it this way, that meal planning can actually create freedom in your day. That gets me excited to sit down and make out my plan for the next day. And guess what? When I make out my meal plan, I know pretty much every day what I'm having for breakfast. It's kind of a no-brainer. And for lunch, I've created a pattern, this works for me, is that I cook my dinners and I do it in bulk. So I'll do, it's just my husband and I living here, so I'll cook 2 chicken breasts for dinner, and I'll cook another 2 for my lunch the next day. And so I'm setting myself up for success that I know what I'm having lunch the next day, and I package it up and it's in the fridge for the next day. So meet yourself where you're at, setting yourself up for success, watching your brain wanting to go all or nothing. And what if you could just be this woman that meets you where you're at in creating a plan, and then become the woman to stick to your plan? It's so fun, and it's so fun watching all of you as you explore and conquer this.